because we have the emotional component, the vulnerability and the ability to just fully show up as ourselves makes like the intimacy part so much more powerful.
Yeah, agreed. Like I said, we're just 100% connected on all the levels, which allows that part of that to be so much better. So
we're going to talk about what you are going to feel like when it comes to intimacy when you're in a divine union as a divine feminine and as a divine masculine, and we're going to take turns going back and forth. So I'm going to talk about how intimacy in a union drives you as a divine feminine, how you're going to feel. I feel very sexy, very powerful, very goddess-like, and it's not because I'm like this amazing, like, you know, how do I say this? It's not like I'm this, like, you know, it's not like I'm showing up, like, you know, in intimate settings and I'm rocking his world. It's like I'm just showing up as me. And he made it very clear in the beginning through like loving ways and tender ways, but like he wants me to show up just as me. Like he does not want me to come in with any sort of like mask, any sort of persona. Like he just wants me to be me. And another component of that is we've really stripped the intimacy down in that it is about us. It is about our love. It is not about outside factors. And it is focusing on the idea that we are enough for each other. And he's made it clear, like more than enough for him. And when I just show up as me, he cannot get enough of it. So what that does for me is makes me feel super confident and super powerful, because I know all I have to do is show up in an intimate setting as myself. I don't have to perform, and it drives him crazy and he loves it. And it's just like a really amazing give and take.
I mean, when it comes to intimacy, for sure, in a divine union relationship, which we have, the energy is just magnified, you know, and into a way that I have such a deeper passion for you. Like it's in a way that I have never felt before. It's in a way that literally like sets a fire inside of me. Like I can't tell you how strong of a desire that I have for you, and it goes so much more beyond just a physical desire. It's an emotional pull and draw to you in those moments. And you're right, I literally can't get enough of you, because it's literally like I'm consumed with it. I need it, I want it, in a different way than any normal relationship, I would say, that you look at when you're talking about intimacy. It's a lot more than just an act. It's really filled with a loving sensation in such a passionate way that I have never really experienced. And so I'm always wanting to show up for it. I'm always never get enough. I always am there to want to please in a way that I have never really like wanted to be so devoted to. And not that I haven't been that type of personality, but it has magnified that for me too. I really have this strong desire to want to please and be there for you, and to allow you to feel in those moments, and to allow you to be your authentic self, like you mentioned before. Yeah, I don't want you to ever show up and be anything but you in those moments. I want you to reach your most enjoyable times within it, because you can be you and stuff. And from that's what works for me as well, because you know you're happy, you're enjoying it, you're 100% present, which allows me to be 100% present in that. And then it builds such a stronger bond and loving feeling than anything else.
Do you think that it's different for you from other relationships because you've opened your heart to me, and you've, like we've talked about in past videos, you've opened your emotions to me, and you've built on your emotional self in the relationship?
Yeah, definitely. I would say, obviously, you know, from past relationships that I've had, there was a lot more, I would say, trauma related to environments, or thinking, just like you were talking about, performance-based, right? And where you're thinking and you have to be a certain person or act a certain way, or you didn't get the attention that you were needing in that relationship, so it became more routine. It became very you know, generic, very vanilla, because that's what was being presented, right? And so I think, and then once I met you, and the connection that we had in the from right off the beginning, and how open we were with each other and the ability to communicate. And you and I are so authentically just us. And I think neither one of us has ever wanted anything more than that. We actually demand it from each other. And so that relates back to intimacy moments. We only want that from each other. So it really elevates that process of it too, and really makes it such a beautiful thing to have, and such a strong union for us. So yes, very much so. Like, it's me opening my heart to you allows me to be so present in the moment, and be so present and focused on you directly.
It helps you to feel things. Like,
right.
Intimacy is an act that bonds us closer together, because we have the emotional component, the vulnerability, and the ability to just fully show up as ourselves makes like the intimacy part so much more powerful.
Yeah, agreed. Like I said, we're just 100% connected on all the levels, which allows that part of that to be so much better. So, because you are not trying to be something that you're not. You're not trying to put on a show. You're not trying to pretend to be something. So I think it's amazing.
Love you.
Love you.